Planning to get away for a short holiday somewhere near Les Trois-Moutiers, France? May we recommend this AOA recipient for eco-friendly destination? Center Parcs Domaine du Bois aux Dames. Here, Center Parcs pushes the boundaries of their brand, integrating nature, animals, placemaking, storytelling to create a sustainable, eco-friendly destination. From Groupe Pierre et Vacances Center Parcs, our creative and innovation director, Michel Linet-Frion, and the general manager of Domaine du Bois aux Dames, Bruno Guth.
Okay, thank you. Hello. As I've heard all the speeches so far, I have the impression that we all use very frequently some same words, like immersive experience, like, well, some of these words, authenticity, which I'm going to use also. And I might have a slightly different definition of some of these words, put it on the fact that we're French, whatever, but anyway. And I would like you just to keep in mind while you hear us talk of what I think the difficulty, because this is about the making of this project, what the difficulty we've faced here is to put two notions that I think are not really always compatible together. We want to create environments, see these words, that are children-friendly, attractive for the children, because our resort is made for families with children. And so for that part, we use storytelling and theming, but we also, the second dimension that we really have to keep very strong is, let's call it authenticity, but it's this thing about nature. That's what drives people to our sites. It's a nature experience. So authenticity and storytelling, how do those go together? Keep those in mind while we talk, please. And Bruno's going to start to explain what we're talking about.
Perfect. First of all, sorry, my English will not be so good as all the other participation, but I will do my best. I will try to explain you what Center Parcs is, because Center Parcs is a European family product. We do have 25 sites in Europe, mostly North in Europe, and since the last 30 years, we are now in France, and we opened 2 years ago Le Domaine du Bois aux Dames together with Michel, which is the latest one of the Center Parcs brand. We do have around 75,000 beds in all Center Parcs sites. We do have, as I told you, 5 sites in France, and the revenue of the group in France and Europe is 1.4 billion revenue, and which is really important because France is around the half part of that revenue. It means that in France, Center Parcs is really important. Just a part of the location that we have, you see, most of them are more in the north of Europe, but since 2 years, we are, let's say, in the neighborhood of Le Puy du Fou, because Puy du Fou is just located 1.5 hours from us, and together with Le Puy du Fou now, and combined with the Futuroscope that you all know, also with our colleagues from Le Puy du Fou and Futuroscope, we are now a destination together, near the Castle of la Loire also, which if you want to visit this place, you need a full week to visit all of us together. And you will be welcome, because as you know, 1 year, Castle of la Loire and the sun and France, typically, and French food is really perfect to test. I think it's the best to tell.
Yes, very good, very good.
Okay, the DNA product of Center Parcs for more than 50 years now.
50.
50. This year we are going to celebrate the anniversary of Center Parcs, which is a brand of the group Pierre et Vacances, also 50 years old this year. The DNA is this, let's say, pillar. First of all, Center Parcs is in the middle of nature. That's really important because we do not recreate nature, we just invest in the middle of nature, and we respect a lot nature. Services, let's say, is maybe the most important of our brand and pillar, because without our team, our employee, without our services, we are just nothing. then that's really important that we can share emotion, care, take care about people, and that we can all together with the team and with the guests create something. We need to build emotion. We are a family booster. Center Parcs, this brand, need to boost people together, especially the team and the guests together. Activities, and you will see in the presentation of Michel later on that there are a lot to do. And Aquamundo, it's a special signature that we have in Center Parcs. It's a, let's say, we can resume that as a pool, but it's a big paradise of pool. It's around 6,000 square meter, subtropical pool, swimming area, slide, wild river, which is a signature for Center Parcs. But it's just an amazing thing, because on each side we can welcome at the same time around 4,000 to 5,000 people the same day, staying on site. And in an Aquamundo, around 99% of our guests go to this Aquamundo during the day, 1, 2, 3 times a day. Wellness, because of course now we are taking care more and more about people, and we have beautiful spa on our site. Market Dome, Michel will explain you later on what a Market Dome is. It's the place where you have restaurant and all the entertainment that you can find in Center Parcs. And accommodation, because it's great to have a nice site, but you better that the people can stay on your site. And each park do have around 700 to 900 apartments and houses. Okay, that's Le Bois Audin. It's not a fake one, it's a real one, and you can stay in from 4 to 6 persons. But if you want to be there, you have to just to hurry up a little bit early, because it's already booked until next year, next summer holidays already, 2018.
We can help.
You have my name, you have his name, maybe we can find a solution. Okay, Le Bois Audin, it's 800 wooden houses from 2 to 12 persons. As I told you just before, we are a family booster. We want that people can care together. And you cannot care together only in a bedroom, separate. You need to have place that you can share together moment, eat together, cook together. We have these 9 tree houses, real tree houses, with all the comfort inside. Central facilities. Michel will explain you later on what are in the central facilities. The water park, the spa, some entertainment activities, indoor playground and outdoor playground for children, because it's really important that people can play things together, all the age of a family, from the children to the grandfather and grandmother. That's really important for us. And of course, you need to eat, you need to buy. It's like that, we are French, we need to buy. And we need to eat first. Okay, I think that's the best slide, just to make the link with the operation that I represent, and Michel, from the project that we were been 4 years ago, talking about that. That's a Center Parcs site. In the middle, you have all the facilities. And especially on that site, we have 800 houses, and we welcome in this park 300 hectares, around 200 deers, animals, wildlife animals, living free in the middle of the villa. And this is something that also that we want to share with our guests, that nature can be real. You can have the real nature with you. And you will see later in the movie how it works. Then, that's for you, Michel.
Okay, so the title I will change, like I always change at the last moment, but it's not why, it's more how we do it. Why we're front runners, we consider. We don't have much competition, but they're always showing up. They always have to stay ahead, to be in front. Why? It's to last longer, because these projects are huge investments, and we can't come back to them very often investment-wise. So we have to, when we launch a project, we try to do it quite fast, because construction of such a site takes less a year and a half, let's say, but we have to pack it with innovations that will make it last longer. All in all, I'm going to get used to it, but in a second. All in all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a whole series of visuals of the project and talk over and try to explain you the recipe, how we do it. It starts by the fact that we need to find a nice piece of nature that we can insert our concept in without denaturing it. Wow, the words comes back. So it's a tribute to nature. I didn't plan that one. So we always have to remember that we can't just do it too seriously, because it has to be fun also. It has to be a nice moment. The eco-friendly naming is something that has caught up to us in reality. We've had to be ecologically friendly almost by constraint. It's a big site. We need to operate it. We need to make savings on water, on waste, on energy, or else we're not going to be profitable. And so the company's been working on this for the last 50 years now, and today it becomes a trend. So we do try to nevertheless go a bit further, also again to last longer by, but I'm not going to get in the technical part of the sustainability, but I think we're really quite in front from that point of view. So let's go inside the domain. Let's go inside the park and see what there is in it. So the first slide here shows that every moment of your stay, at everything you do, we have to keep up to the promise, to this promise, like I mentioned, of authenticity. So whether you're in the cottage or whether you're doing outdoor activities, and I'll detail some of these later, it's always, it needs to feel really not fake. That's my definition of authenticity, by the way. So imagine you have these wooden cottages, we call them, inserted in a way that you feel you're all alone. Each one has an outdoor terrace which faces nature and no one else. There are, sorry, I turned the page here. There are roaming deers, like Bruno just explained, all around you. You cannot miss them. They will not. They're not tamed, but they wander around. So it's sort of an ideal nature, not far from home. And this is where maybe what it's all about. The Center Parcs product or concept is that our guests, they want to disconnect from their daily environments, their daily life. They want to disconnect so that they can reconnect with those that they come with. And I'm not talking digital here. We have Wi-Fi and all that, but it's and this disconnection has to happen immediately, because it's a short break destination. They don't come for a long time. They come for a weekend, or we call it midweek during the week, and it has to, in very little time, happen. And so this disconnection happens by this immersion in all these activities in nature, outdoor activities and indoor activities. So you'll see that we also recreate indoor nature. And how am I going to do that in an authentic way? I'll let you know later. So all the activities here's just a selection of a very few activities. I think we have over 40 activities on the site, but I wanted to show you some of these which are very special, even for the teenagers, because we have all these age groups. We have things like outdoor DJ booths, or interactive football walls, or just cycling, walking, boating, high rope, and more, obviously. And then where do you live? You live in this very modern and comfortable wooden cottage, very open on the outdoors, with several levels of comfort, but each one has everything you need to have to feel comfortable. And some have saunas and hammams and things, wellness related. And then you have the tree houses. They're special. There's something new that we're putting on. I wish we could do everything like a tree house, but it's impossible. We are also a real estate-led company, so all this is real estate, including these tree houses. So they have all the comfort. You're up in the trees, but you have a dishwasher, and you sleep in a comfortable bed with a beautiful bathroom. They're all themed, by the way. Here we go. We're in the TEA. They're themed. They're themed they are related to some kind of animal or bird, let's say, but a different one for each. Animals, then, it brings me to animals. This is one way to reinforce our concept, is to boost the animal dimension. We always have on our parks a petting zoo or a farm, we call it. But in this park here, we've had a great opportunity to team up with a French film producer, Jacques Perrin. You've probably seen some of his movies, which translate into Microcosmos or Winged Migrations. What is it? I can't remember. Or Oceans. Anyway, Jacques Perrin, he does these movies on the animals, on nature, and to do these movies, he set up a whole system, a whole organization. But in reality, what happens is that they need wild animals to behave like wild animals, and they're going to film them. But these wild animals, after they've been on a film set, however you want to call it, they're not exactly wild anymore. They're impregnated, they call, because even from when, for example, the birds, before they hatch, they will start taking care of them so that they're not afraid of man. But they're not wild enough to go back into the wild. So what we've achieved here is that some of these he would put back on our site. And so we've had to make arrangements to the site so that we can welcome these animals. But it offers a whole range of new opportunities for our guests. Now we have activities like I want to be a ranger, or I want to be a animal filmmaker. So what how the way we do it is we've created a sanctuary in the middle of the site where you can't enter, but you can go on it with a canopy walk, an aerial canopy walk, and hoping to meet the star. We call it because they're really hard. They never show up, these big deers. But we also have, a whole series of birds that do these acts, and they will land all on the lake at a certain moment of the day because that's where they're fed. Or we have special. So we don't keep it varies, but we have one with the fox right now. So you get to come up very close to where the fox lives. He lives in an enclosed area, but it doesn't feel enclosed at all. And then you can really come up close to him, make photos of him, and they make him act a little bit. So he is going to chase some kind of animal. But this animal dimension, so that we've boosted on this site, we've also brought it in many other areas. And here for example, in the playgrounds, we have outdoor play areas which are animal custom themed. This is I'm trying to show you sketches and then some photos of what it looks like. So yeah, the hedgehog or the wild pig and rabbits and whatever. And so we have a huge play dimension. Of course, kids like to play. They have a central playground and then decentralized play areas. And then while we're in playing, we have indoor play. Indoor play, then it's the other. It's not nature anymore. We're in the storytelling. So what it is here, it's so indoor play. It's a huge place where with a lot of play situation, play value. The parents can come and just sit around or have a drink and wait, and the kids have really an enormous and very rich play environment. But here we are in someone's place where it's like if we're in somebody's place. He's a collector of anything related to fairy tales, and and we use that to decorate the whole space, and so that the parents, they have this other thing that they see a red riding hood. Hanging off a coat hanger. They relate to a story that they all know, and then they can talk about it. And all around, you can't see the details, but maybe later on we'll see and we have dragon and elves, and so this is the play area. The other, what Bruno called the market dome, I've refused to call it the market dome forever. I call it the green dome. Well, that's our other indoor area, and again here, we have to not be fake. So our signature is that we're green. We have the know-how to grow tropical plants, because that's the only ones that will grow indoor. But so we recreate a whole landscape, and the authenticity is backed up by the fact that everything is real. You walk on real stone or on real wood, they're real fish and turtles and whatever in the ponds. It's real water. It's real plants. In this green dome, you find all the different restaurants and food outlets. You find all the shopping experiences that they're also after, even though they're not there for very long. And this landscape signature, of course, it goes inside also the Aquamundo, our water park, which is completely green and landscape. It's yes, we do have all the components of a water park, but we've had to revisit them. So, for example, the slides, we don't have them inside or outside, so they don't become intrusions. The wave pool, we cannot have a geometric wave pool. It didn't fit. We have to have a wave pool that had some kind of organic shape, so we have to reinvent it. And then we also have some activities that we've developed over the years. This one animal-related, like immersed aquariums that you can go and see. They spend 4 hours a day into this pool, into this Aquamundo, every day. And now we've created a second water green area, which we call our Deep Nature Tropical Spa, not tropical, but spa. And where this is something that's growing in France and in Europe in some areas, the spa experience with a whole series of different saunas and hammams and all these names I'm not going to get into, but which are really growing and becoming a pillar of our concept now. And then in this green dome, you have all the restaurants. And the restaurants, why would you want to go and spend some money, which is always too much, to eat something which is never as good as what you can make at home? When you have a whole house, a whole cottage, and then why would you have to come out again, dress the kids and all this? We had to. Our F&B was going down in popularity, therefore in turnover, and we've had to do something about that. So what we've attempted here is to create areas that really were attractive for the kids, for the children, so that they would tell the parents, come on, let's go there tonight. So all our food outlets are themed and heavily, let's say, and with storylines that I will tell later if the time doesn't run out. But our theming is we've also, in a way, to differentiate ourselves from the theme parks also, so these restaurants have dynamic themings. So the scenes, for example, this is one of the restaurants which the storyline here is that there was a family of circus people someplace in, let's say, South America, bamboo circus family, and they had taken, there was an injured bird that came one day and they took care of it. And from that day on, their circus went really well, to the point that they even grew and grew and grew, and they turned it into a fixed circus and with a restaurant in it. So this big bird here, it's a tribute to him. He's a good luck charm for them. They put him into the set. And I don't know if you see him here on that side. And do you remember Les Machines de Nantes, for some of you? They helped us make this big bird. And when I say it's dynamic, so he's moving. Every 20 minutes there's a story, and there's something happening in there. If you go up there, you have the pizza pasta place. We're in Mario's place. Mario is a Italian carver. He wants to, he's been making toys, wood toys. Somebody told him, if you go in this place, exotic, there's some wood there. If you carve it, it's going to come alive. You should try it. Wow. So he went out there. And so all this, we had to make a pizza pasta. So we had to have some kind of Italian flavor, but we were in an exotic. So all our stories make everything consistent after a while. And again, here, all the decoration is animated. There's a mouse in this place. And I'm not going to tell you the name, or else I have problems with that. But this mouse, yeah, I found the name before.
Tatouille.
Okay, that's the name of the mouse.
Michel, Tatouille.
But Tatouille, he's running around in there, and Mario, he doesn't want to hurt it, so he's made a way that it stays off the floor. So he's going all around in the upper level, even and moving things, everything, knocking things over. He goes in the kitchen also, and you hear the chef dropping all the pans and saying, "Oh, get him out of here." And anyway, so it's a dynamic theming, I call it like this. We have it in all our places, in all our outlets. There's more. even the whole site has its own legend. That it's the legend of the deer. There is a castle in ruins right off the site, and this wood was part of the castle. And so a while ago, the villagers, they thought that when they came and they needed some kind of boost of good luck, and that when they came in the forest and if they saw a deer, that would bring them good luck for a while. And but those deer are still there. You can still see them, and they're still good luck charms. And so that's our legend of Le Bois-Audin. Okay, Bruno gave me this.
And just before to explain this slide, which is the commercial that we have inside Paris in the subway, around 70,000 views in the subway in Paris. Just important that nature and the surrounding where we are, I just joked before about Puy du Fou, Futuroscope and so on, we are a real location now for holiday and for entertainment and for good moments together with family. And now we can be proud to share about the group and the company and the site, especially Bois-Audin, about that. And we for sure communicate also about the price because we are proud for that. What I want to add on the message from Michel is all the draw that you saw just before, we did it like that. Then 2-3 years before we opened the site, we had a lot of discussion. Do this work? Shall I have to cut something or not? No, we keep everything and we try to manage it today to work and to continue in that way. And just for the Bois-Audin, we are really proud that each year we welcome around 80,000 families and 80,000 stay on site. It represents more than 1 million sleepers night on site. Just for figure, because it's also important that if we build something, if we create something, we need to use it and we need to practice it. And the quality figure are around 95% of happy and satisfied guests. What does it mean? With that commercial, we don't need to put a lot of money with commercial because we got family who come back again. We have visitors who are coming after 2-3 years again on site. And 50% are new guests and the other one are repeaters. And that's a really success for all of us, for the group, that we can secure our business in that way, because that's also the reason why we work in that business, to create something.
Bruno, I'm going to skip the rest of the presentation to just the next. Can you put the video, the last part, because we're running out of time. I was going to talk about our next projects, but it doesn't really matter. We'll get another award and I'll come back and talk about that. And please. But I did have a bit of time, though. I'm sorry. I wanted to talk also about the special storytelling way that we do it, because we can't cheat. And the story. The only thing we can do is invent stories, but that's another story.
Time you're here, and if you don't know where to start, then follow your heart, and run fast, learn from things that have passed, and know that just make that choice today. Make your choice today. 'Cause today is only here and then it's tomorrow. There's no point living a life that's full of regret and drowning in sorrow. Lift your head up high and open your eyes. You can choose to be happy. If you try, you might be surprised. Choices that you made can be revised. Yeah, today is only here and then it's tomorrow. There's
Sorry, we're over time.
Thank you, Bruno. Thank you, Michelle.